Shoot, what happened? Oh, did I delete the whole thing? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay, sorry. Everything went dark for a second. I did not like that. All right. That was not okay. I thought we lost everything. I thought my computer just killed itself. Okay. Well, let's begin.
Oh,
Okay.
you did that
I
thing.
did. I don't know if I did it. I think I did it last time. Well, welcome back to the Tu-Vie podcast, your TV movie entertainment needs podcast. I'm your host, and I'm the only host. According to ChatGPT and every AI, it's wrong. I'm your host, James. Sitting with me is our resident guy, Cameron. How you doing, bud?
Um, it's graduation weekend. I went to bed at 3 a.m. last night. I'm probably gonna go to bed later than today, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I fly out to Orlando to go to Epic Universe.
Oh, that's right. Because then you're gone. Because then we're gonna be doing our theme park episode, which we will
Very
definitely have it. I'm super excited for that. And we're also gonna be having, hopefully, if he can make it, our special guest today back with us, Ricky. How you doing, dude?
I'm all right. Just for the viewers, in case they're watching this, I do have an eye infection. I am recovering
Yeah.
from, so that
He's
is
a
why
recovering eye
I
infection.
looks a little
Yeah.
wonky right now. But
Dude,
yeah,
you look
I'm
good.
doing all right.
You look
And
like you want to
that's-
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just say that. You should just
Yeah,
say,
just say that. Just say
you should
that.
see
Okay,
the other
just
guy.
delete all that. I totally beat the crap out of this one guy in the parking lot. You did.
Yeah, man. You should just avoid that altogether and be like, dude, you think I look bad? You should see the other guy.
The other guy. Oh man.
Well, Ricky, so glad you guys are here today. Today we're talking about a lot of things. Obviously, I'm dressed as Han Solo if you're watching, because we're going to do some pretty big later that I think is going to take a lot of time. But I think biggest thing that happened this week is the Superman official trailer dropped, and it was great.
Mm.
Just perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
Cameron, you want to kick us off?
Sure. I mean, I think he's nailing the tone. It's kind of everything I think we've been waiting for for Superman.
Mhm.
I think really my only worry is that it seems to have a lot of moving pieces, a lot that it seems to just like I'm afraid it's going to get overstuffed just because like we have like all of these characters from the DC canon. I don't know how much each of them will be in it. I doubt like we're going to get a whole emotional arc for Guy Gardner, but
I hope not. He doesn't need one.
no. But other than that, I think it looks like everything I really wanted it to be. So very
I
excited.
gotta say the opening bit, it was perfect. Where he's actually getting mad about doing the right thing is so Reeves, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's so Reeves.
And
Ricky, what do you
you
think?
know what it is?
Oh.
You know what else it is?
Hmm.
It's so not Snyder.
Colin texted something earlier this week. Hold on, I gotta read it out because it was truly the funniest thing. I think it was like this trailer was so good it reminds me how bad Zack Snyder was or something. Like, oh my god, it was unreal. Oh my god, I can't imagine because for those who don't know, Colin is a recovering Snyder addict. He used to love Zack Snyder as a kid, and now that he's growing up, he's kind of like waking up to it, and I think that's growth, and I think it's good for him, you know. But Ricky, what do you think?
No, a lot of the same points. One thing I do want to take back from what Cameron said that Superman was getting mad. I don't think he was getting mad. He was just getting frustrated.
That's true. That's true.
That's what it is. It's not he's mad. He's just frustrated because that's the way Lois Lane interviews, which
Yeah.
freaking Gunn killed it with Lois.
Mhm.
Like he knows how to write Lois and Clark.
First
They
good Lois in a
clearly-
long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, we haven't had like a good Lois like that in a while.
Yeah. I mean, we also haven't had like a real reporter Lois in what feels like forever.
Yeah, true. But I'm very excited to see all these characters. I'm still in shock that we're getting Guy Garner before any of the other lanterns.
Yeah.
The DC.
Ricky, are you a Green Lantern fan?
I'm a pretty big Green Lantern fan, yeah.
It's nice to meet someone else. Thank you. It's good.
Whoa. Being a fan of the character is different than being a
That's-
fan
yeah.
of that horrible movie, which you are. So-
Hold on. Whoa. I was meaning Green Lantern, period. Not just
Yeah.
Guy Gardner. I meant the
I
whole
like Green
core.
Lantern. He's cool.
Yeah.
No, you've never mentioned it. Also, I think out of all of us here in the chat, I have seen that movie Green Lantern more than everybody here combined.
100%. I've only seen
100 it is my guilty pleasure. I can't. It's so bad. It's so bad. I can't get
It's so
enough of it. It's so bad, but I love it.
I
Like,
like it when that dude's forehead gets real big.
dude, it's hilarious. It's like, dude, you have you have your imagination at the palm of your hand, and you think of only military wear. Awesome, that's great. I don't know. I love the color scheme that they're going for. Everything that's yellow, blue, red is really popping out. I think
Yeah.
that's obviously what's going on. And David Cornsweet's just a really good actor. Like
Yeah,
his
he is.
ability to change between Superman and Clark is so Reeves, and I love it.
He leans forward and goes into the voice. It
Yeah,
was
just the lean, Ms. Lane. Oh, it's
The
so
amount of
good.
memes I'm seeing though for the hey, eyes up here. Oh,
Oh,
like
it's so good. And also, I think just Nicholas Holt is cool as Lex Luthor. Like, it's
yeah.
cool.
He looks like the old school Lex Luthor that
Mm.
like got pissed when like he's pissed, like he is visibly pissed.
Yeah.
And then when he's like happy, he's like all smug about it, like, yeah, I'm being
Very
super
Gene
fun.
Hackman.
Yeah, very Gene Hackman, which I
Good.
appreciate. He was one of the better Lex Luthors we got.
So good. I mean, Jesse Eisenberg and the Jolly Rancher will never, ever be mentioned in history again. It was awful.
I don't know what they were doing with
That was
Jesse.
awesome.
another thing about like Lex is that line they give him where it's like he's not a he, it's an it.
Yes.
Like, great. That's Lex.
That is Lex. Very petty.
Yes, and we also got great footage of the engineer, which I think looks good. It's very,
Yeah.
very fun. And then Ultraman or Bizarro, we still don't even know what the guy is, but I like
I
him.
feel like it's gonna end up being Bizarro at some
That'd
point.
be crazy. Oh, sorry,
Maybe
you were
it'll
gonna say?
be slow like throughout the DCU. Like maybe it'll be like a small metamorphosis. Like it's sort of like a background story.
That's
I could see
that's
Gunn
not
doing
bad.
something with
That'd
that.
be cool. That'd be really
I
cool.
saw an interesting theory. You know that character who's in like the Juggernaut-esque thing? Apparently, they're called the Hammer of Baravia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard some people say or speculate that that's Supergirl.
Oh, because I was always curious about what how she's gonna be playing in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
Which
be cool.
I'm not usually a theory guy, but I like that.
That's cool. That's a good one.
That
Also,
could work. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
yeah, no, I always forget Supergirl. It's
Yeah.
like not like a major part, but
Comes
she's
out next year.
yeah, well, yeah, because they just wrapped filming Supergirl, right? I think just wrapped it. I think. I also heard that Bradley Cooper might be playing Zor-El, his dad.
I've heard that too.
Interesting.
That's got to be like in the background with like the crystal of knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't need a Krypton flashback.
Oh yeah.
Really. I mean, we've already got that 4 times.
Yeah.
It's fine. But no, I think the trailer looks good. What'd you say?
And it's half of Man of Steel, or at least it feels like it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's DLC to Man of Steel. It's a prequel DLC.
yeah,
Yeah. He's swimming around to find a skull. This is exactly what I wanted to watch.
Yes, this is exactly what I paid the ticket for. Seeing.
Oh,
what was his name?
another thing about Superman. What's that?
Oh, I was trying to think of what's his name who played his dad in Man of Steel.
Russell Crowe.
Thank you, Russell Crowe. Yeah, okay, sorry. Thank you. I was typing and talking at the same time. That was my bad.
But yeah, another thing about this Superman, I love the like community he seems to be sharing with the citizens of Metropolis, like the one who's like helping him out of that crater. Like it's very like Sam Raimi Spider-Man. It's just like
Yeah.
I think especially I mean, we'll talk about Thunderbolts later, but like
Yeah.
I think we have gotten so far away from the idea that superheroes save people.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime we actually see superheroes save people, I think it's really effective. I think it's really great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Superman, he's saving people. He's swooping in. He's
yeah. Especially the bit where he like wraps around the girl with the floating can.
So good.
I'm always crying at that part in the trailer.
So good.
So good. But I think you make a good point because the last 10 years of movies, we've seen like Avenger level threats. So like starting with Iron Man 3, we only see him and the villain. We don't really, because like the bit with the plane is the only time he really actually saves people. And everything else from there was just big level events. That's a good point. I never even thought of that. And then Metamorpho looks good.
Oh my gosh. Anthony Kerrigan, the love of my life.
No, Hank creating kryptonite out of his hands, which
Yeah.
is
Barry,
great.
I am in Metropolis, Barry.
It is like super cool power. I can like become I could become granite. I could become copper.
I think you can see in one of those clips that his hand is kryptonite.
Yeah. I was just
Yes,
saying
you
he's
can, yeah.
creating kryptonite, and it's not a rock in the Indian Ocean just randomly chilling. It is a thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so good. It's
And
just
and you know what else it is? It's so green. It's so beautifully green.
vibrant.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. I can't get enough. I'm more excited also to see like Jimmy Olsen, Cat Grant, Steve Lombard, like people in the Daily Planet. Looks
Yeah.
good. Good cast. Thunderbolts. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
So Ricky, you did publish out your review, so it's not something we have to worry about. Why don't you kick us off with your review?
Okay, so I definitely the MCU's in a weird spot where it just I feel like we're on a roller coaster with the MCU. We'll get one great movie, everyone's praising, and then right back down to like mediocre to absolutely horrible with like the Marvels. Then we shoot right back up again. I mean, this whiplash is kind of insane. So I'm praying that Fantastic Four is at least good.
We have to
I
have it
know.
be good. I mean, it is.
It needs to be good. It doesn't need to be fantastic. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it does. It needs to at least be good.
I mean, it has to beat the other three mediocre ones. One awful and two mediocres.
Yeah, literally.
I mean,
We know Doomsday is going to be at least great.
Yeah, I hope so. They paid
I know.
$20
That's
for
the
Iron
thing.
Man.
But I'm sure it's going to be at least good. But anyway, back to Thunderbolts because I'm sort of getting
No,
off
you're good, dude.
track there. I'm glad we did go back to like the whole actually getting deep with characters because I feel like what we've been lacking recently. I feel like the last time we really got deep was Guardians 3.
Yeah.
That was the last time we really did anything like character driven. Everything else has just been, oh, there's a big bad guy and we got to kick his ass because he wants to do something stupid.
Yeah. Or whatever Captain America was.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it. I'm going to wait till it's out on Disney Plus to see it because I don't know why I skipped out on that one.
I mean, I love the characters. It was just weird. They should have stuck with the original story.
Anyway, no, my God, my theater, and I went to see it the second weekend. So it wasn't like the diehard fans were there and all that. People were laughing. People at the end were clapping. I swear people were crying in the theater.
I was.
It was just a fun time overall. Like the cast was insane.
So good.
The cast was great. Everyone played their part beautifully. I'm kind of confused what they did with U.S. Agent though, because I know he's from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I remember he wasn't exactly the greatest guy, but I feel like they turned his jerk knob to max in this for just the sake of him being the jerk in the group.
Well, if I may, he did take the super soldier serum, and that usually amplifies the characteristics of that individual. So good becomes great, bad becomes worse, jerk becomes asshole.
Also, as it's clearly as they tell you through the film, he's not had a great time since that.
True. Look, yeah, I get that.
It's been a tough year for the guy.
A tough year, yeah.
Well, I agree though. It's a good watch. Cameron, you saw it recently, or
I saw it opening weekend, and
I'm sorry, Ricky. Did you have more to say? I'm sorry. I feel like I cut you off. Did you have anything else?
No. I was just gonna joke about one of the things he said.
Say it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I was like, can we really fight this guy? He turns my shield into a taco.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
That end credits picture where he's like riding it like a horse. Incredible. And also I love that in the post credits it's still bent.
A taco,
14 months.
Incredible. But yeah, I saw it opening day. Don't tell my dad, because then I saw it with him on that Saturday. He was busy, and I didn't want to wait.
I get that.
So I've seen it twice. I really enjoy it. I think it's like the first real movie Marvel's made since Guardians 3. It's the first one that's been about something more than just it's a Marvel movie. Like it had themes, it had ideas. I don't think I'm like as high on it as everyone else. Like I think it was a really good entry.
You had some issues with it or something.
I see a lot of people putting it in like top 10 MCU ever, and I'm like, I don't know about that. But it is a great time. And I think if this is the direction Marvel is shooting in now, great. I think this team I mean spoilers for
Yeah, we'll
Thunderbolts.
put a spoiler warning.
I hate it when someone gives away the ending.
I can't say for sure anything.
Oh, no. I'm reading the books.
But I can say nothing.
But like it's really interesting that I feel the family of this Avengers team way more than any of the other Avengers team, and this is objectively the dumbest Avengers team. Like they like if we're looking at pure power wise, Bob is carrying pretty hard.
Very hard.
I like this team. I like how they work together. I think it was just a good time. And from a franchise that I think I've been lower and lower on as every passing day has gone by, to see a spark of hope, to see something that like, oh, we can still tell interesting stories here that aren't bogged down by having to have a Red Hulk in them. It's a good time.
Yeah.
And,
You said you had some problems last time we were talking about it.
yeah, I think like some of like the general like plotting is a little messy. Like it's like especially in the beginning, like getting everyone into the bunker feels a little floppy. Bucky as a congressman.
No. That is the funniest joke of the whole movie. Someone put the footage of Winter Soldier where he kicks the guy into the plane engine, and he goes, "Yeah." And someone saw that and went, "Yep, get this man in Congress."
I mean, even if we put him in Congress today, he still wouldn't be like responsible for like a top 10 most evil things someone in Congress has done. You know that TV show shit they're talking about?
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that. We're I mean, that's wild and insanely inhumane.
It's like actually dystopian.
Yeah, that's very Orwellian. But
yes,
if we talk about that, it's going to be a whole different episode. Yeah, Marvel. Movies are nothing like reality. They never mimic.
Yeah, we're not like when we talk about Andor. Certainly nothing about that.
No, I got nothing from that. Andor, boo.
But I thought it was a very sweet movie, and I thought right, I was criticizing it.
Never mind, I hate the movie.
If that is not the personality you host on this channel,
I wish they established Yelena and Bob's like bond a little harder before he gets taken away or separated. It's like by the time they're in New York, Yelena's like, we gotta save Bob. We have to. Like, this is imperative. And I'm like, I didn't like 100% buy it. I get why you'd like not want him to die or something, but like how hard she's riding for him, just like
they cut some stuff out.
Yeah. I feel like we're missing a scene.
At least one.
But yeah, I think this movie was a really great return to form, and it makes me here's my thing with Marvel right now is like this was great. If Fantastic Four is great, that's great. What I am so sad about is that this is all leading up to another bad adaptation of Doctor Doom.
Yeah, I mean,
like, the casting of RDJ as Doom is one of the most cynical, depressing things the MCU has ever done.
Yeah, I could go on for days about how I'm indifferent to this casting, because I'm a big Doom guy.
Okay with it is that if they like never show his face.
Mm-hmm. Well, he may never show his face because
hopefully he
posted a picture recently. RDJ, what sounds like he's already doing ADR. Like he's in like a booth. He's got everything. He's got a Doctor Doom comic, and I think it was like Altoids or whatever. But still, he's got like, I think he's doing ADR.
We'll see.
Maybe it's like a Vader thing because he's also wearing like this suit with like these big old muscles on it. So maybe he's doing the body and the voice.
Yeah,
I don't know. Hope for the best. One thing we haven't talked about for Thunderbolts: David Harbour. David Harbour's too good for the MCU.
He's very good.
He's such a good actor. It is unreal. And I like how Florence Pugh this is her first lead in a Marvel movie. Because I think she's led other movies. Because she did the I'm a Good Person, right? The one with Morgan Freeman.
That We Live in Time was
Yes.
I mean, that's more of a two-hander.
That was, but she definitely carried.
But she's led a handful.
I was gonna say this isn't her
Not her
first lead, but it's
first.
definitely her first Marvel lead,
Yeah.
which is stellar. She's done
I
one
mean,
movie.
you could argue that she stole Black Widow.
Oh no! She did
That
steal
movie
Black
is
Widow.
her movie more than it is.
She 100% stole Black Widow. Not to say Scarlett Johansson isn't good, but this new edition of Yelena was fantastic. It was a revival. I think that's pretty much it. Thunderbolts is great. The post credit was awesome. I saw it with my dad yesterday, and he lit up in that post credit scene. He was ecstatic. And it was up until the last 3 minutes of the movie when you find out they're the new Avengers that it kind of dropped through him. He's like, the new Avengers. These guys are losers. Like that was his exact words. It was
And I
so
think the
funny.
movie would agree with him.
I know. I think it's just so funny. I had to like kind of like walk him through like, yeah, it's kind of like a point.
Oh, another thing, the credits fully spoiled the post credit in like 5 seconds before it
I had to
happened.
tell my dad like, hey, during post credits, if I tell you to look down, and then when look up, then look up because
I was just like in the theater looking at the music credits, and I was just like, Fantastic Four theme.
well,
Huh.
dude. Also, Marvel gave him 3 days to watch the movie and then showed the new title.
Oh yeah.
So funny.
That's true, yeah.
So funny. You're like, oh, you didn't get to see it? Too bad.
They should have waited like at least a month before they.
At least that would have been fine.
Yeah.
You know,
think they're gonna ship the Blu-rays with that title on it?
You know what I think they're gonna do? I think they're gonna go old school Blu-rays where on the cover it's Thunderbolts, but then when you take off the sleeve,
It's gonna be.
That's nice. That's nice.
Come
Yeah.
on.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
You have to. I mean, you're gonna make more money that way. That's just the only way you will. So I don't know. Let's get on to the bigger and better, more sad series finale of Andor. Cameron, this was your show. Let's just.
This.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. This show
Emotionally damaged.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's really reeling in this review.
God, I don't know where to start with Andor. It's that good.
Let's start at the end. How do you feel about the finale of it? Like the literal close of this chapter?
I thought it did everything it needed to do. It closed out Luthen's story perfectly. It made everyone realize that Clea was actually the secret MVP of the entire show. Like the way it closed out casting, we got more Melshi content. That was great. I like Melshi a lot. The everyone's end is so perfect, from like Dedra ending up in Narkina. Sorry, spoilers. Spoilers.
I think you know what?
Spoilers for Andor.
I hate it when someone gives away the ending.
I can't say for sure anything.
Oh, no. I'm reading the books.
But I can say nothing.
Dedra ending up at Narkina is so good.
Yeah.
So good. Ben Mendelsohn's scene with her was unreal. Like him being like, if you're not a rebel spy, then you've missed your calling. Like,
and then the thing with like the finger on the head, she's he's a petty bitch, and I love it.
He's so sassy. And then like that final shot just killed me. Just killed me.
I've never heard you cry at something.
I actually cry. I like.
I think I was too in shock to cry. But they
That's where I was.
Like, after last week, one of the my only problems with it was like I don't 100% buy into why Bix left, and then they show that, and I'm like, I get it. I 100% understand. And like just the tragedy of that, Cassian never knew, and he never will, is like one of the saddest things.
Yeah.
And the way he looked up, I was like, no, don't look up. Don't look up.
And you know what else hurts is that that Vel knows. Because Vel was like, you need to reach out to Bix. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
It's just
do it after this, so we know what this is, and we know how that ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better question. Did you guys watch Rogue One after you finished
No, because it was late at night.
Okay,
I had to deal with this. I wrote
that's
my
fair.
review with this still messing me up, which is why
That's
my
commitment.
review looks so half-assed.
No, you're good, dude.
I'm gonna go back and edit it at some point once this gets better. But yeah, I was like, I need to write a review. This ending was glorious. Ow! Oh, come on.
Well, look, I mean, I get that you're dealing with an injury, but I will say it's very rare that a movie that came out almost 10 years ago for a character that later got a show makes that movie a billion times better.
100%.
That's so rare. I mean, they try with Tony Soprano with that one movie, like, here's why he's cool. But this, it's just...
Like, not only is Andor great, but it completely recontextualizes so many moments from Rogue One. Like that moment where he's talking to Tivik and Tivik name drops Galen Erso, and
he's like freaking out.
Wait, what? You just said Galen Erso?
Yeah.
That's corroborating evidence. That means that Luthen was telling the truth. Like that moment has so much more weight now.
Yeah. And the bit where he's in the ship where he's talking to Jin, he's like, I've been in this fight since 6 years old. You're not the only one that gave up everything. And you see what he has given up.
Yeah.
You have that line when they're at the top of the base in Scarif, and he's like, do you think anybody's listening? Which ties into the stuff from Narkina where he's like, nobody's listening. Like, there's so many.
Oh, I didn't catch that!
You have stuff like Cassian saying rebellions are built on hope. We now know that comes from the bellhop from Gorman.
That guy was cool. He was a real one.
He was real. He's probably dead.
Yeah. Ricky, what'd you think?
Oh man, what an ending. Kay was one of my favorite characters in Rogue One. Just such an unexpected, funny droid. So I was like the entire second season, like, all right, when are we getting Kay? When are we getting Kay? When are we getting Kay? And then we finally got him. Like they destroyed the droid. I'm like, is that gonna be Kay? And then he's like, hey, can I get one more favor? And then we just see him hauling the droid body. I'm like, yeah, that's Kay. That's my boy right there.
And I heard they scrapped a horror episode or something.
Yeah. Basically, I've been like spending the rest of the week coping with his losses by listening to every interview that Tony Gilroy has ever given. Basically, it was Wilman Vel cast basically on some sort of ship. They were like on some sort of mission. It was supposed to kind of just be like a one-off episode. And K2SO would be on that ship and essentially like tearing through walls trying to get them. It would been which would have been cool, but they just didn't have time for it with the 12 episode arc, so they put it into Gorman and
God, Gorman.
Pour
one out for Gorman.
I call that the double G, the Gorman genocide.
Double G, dude. I mean, was so.
I feel like now after this show, we have like. We have to have a series like Cyril. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, one of the best characters in Star Wars. Ever.
Cyril. Okay, sorry, I keep forgetting. Yeah. I keep confusing like, Cyril with the
way he was like. Sure, he doesn't have like a huge impact on the grander Star Wars story, but like that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
Like his story is kind of a tragedy of like he gives his life to this cause only to realize that it doesn't care about him, is deeply evil, and also the one guy that you've been chasing obsessively for 5 years doesn't even know who you are. I mean, like the axe forgets, the tree remembers, you know, like all
also,
these.
His mom was a tough one.
I love her. She's the best. Anyway, I truly, if we, I could talk about Andor for an entire 24-hour day.
It's so good. It's so good. And I think in retrospect, we've been a little too hard on the French, which is exactly what the Gorman people.
I have sympathy for the Gorman. The French are still stinky cheese people.
All right, okay. We may have just lost a demographic, but
we don't need them.
Okay, I will think.
I love
Sorry,
the French. I'm just gonna put that out there.
what'd you say? What'd you say?
I love the French.
Okay.
We have a wide range of opinions here on the
Ricky
podcast.
is our French representative. If we ever have any delegates, we're going to be sending Ricky. One thing I want to hop back onto is Clea, who is great. And if, for those who don't remember the people's name, it was Luthen's assistant, like partner, essentially his daughter, as we find out in her backstory. That was her first gig out of acting school.
Yeah, crazy.
And she murders it.
She is going to go places.
She's winning an Oscar by 2030. Easy. Easy. Even maybe even before then. But this woman brought like the intent, like especially the bit in where they're taking off the tracker or the microphone, and her hand is bleeding because she is just straining so hard, and her face is so like composed.
Yeah, she's like,
but at the same time, there's like a sense of urgency. Oh,
another thing about Andor, I think, is that like, I think from now until the end of time, I am always going to mourn the fact that we didn't get the 5-season version of this show.
Yeah. I mean, but it makes sense. They were getting older it took them 3 years
like,
to do this.
If they did the 5-season show, Andor would look like he's 70. You'd turn on Rogue One and you'd be like, what the?
I mean, he still looked pretty young even in Rogue One. It was only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Just great. All around. Way to go, Disney. Best show they've put out since Mandalorian season 1.
No, ever.
Well, sorry, I meant like Star Wars content. Like the way we felt about the Mandalorian season 1, I feel like that's how we're feeling with Andor. It's like there's new possibilities. We're back on the track. It is the best show they have ever done, though. It changes everything. It changes everything, and it did something simple.
It even gives A New Hope more significance. It's like that thing Luthen says in the 10th episode is like, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose until we can win. And A New Hope is that first win.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has that much weight. We know all of the people who worked and gave their lives for that moment to happen. Yeah. Like all those people who are not mentioned in A New Hope. All these people. I mean, and of course, there's like those characters didn't exist yet, but like thematically in the grander story, it still works. Like Luthen says, like, I give my life for a sunrise that I know I'll never see.
Yeah.
That's what all of these characters that die do.
And I'm glad he didn't die stupidly. Like he went semi-peacefully.
They never laid a finger on him.
They technically never got him. That's true.
Never did.
Oh, I mean, there's just like you said, there's so many things in Andor you can pick from the set design to the camera work to the writing. There's so many things in this show that doesn't feel real because it's just that good. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm tapped out. Y'all, anything else?
I mean, we have other things to do this episode.
I know, but I didn't know if you had like one final bit, nail in the coffin here. Because I'm gonna do an Andor review later.
We're gonna do a ranking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's not going to go the way my opinions are.
Definitely not. But yeah, so that's a
I
good
would like
segue.
to just say this. This is my favorite Star Wars ever.
I can't say that because I know Empire exists for me because I just have such an emotional connection with Empire. But I will say, realistically, you're probably right. That's definitely yes.
It is, I think, just the best thing that.
So that's a good segue. We're going to be doing a Star Wars ranking. We're doing everything canonized. I have pitched the Lego Star Wars ideas. I pitched everything else, but we apparently went with only canon. That's fine. Let me just pull it up real quick. All right. So as you can see here, we have like 27, I think, different things. I don't know how many, but we have everything that's canonized, including the holiday special.
The holiday special isn't canon.
If you watch Skeleton Crew, it is.
God.
I did forget to add Skeleton Crew, actually saying that out loud. Damn. I went off memory. That's my bad. So we're going to just include Skeleton Crew somewhere here. So we have the rankings. We have Andor, which is S. We have all the way A, B, C to Pong Krell. Pong Krell, that guy can die, and he did. I'm so happy. That guy sucks. So I think the first one we should kick off with the very first Disney Plus Star Wars thing, Mandalorian season 1.
The best season of that show.
Yeah, I have to see that in a bit, but what do you guys think?
I personally prefer season 2.
I was gonna say season 2 for me was a little,
Yes.
yeah.
I think season 1 is my favorite just because it feels so focused and like it's
That's fair.
like such a good like introduction to this world. It feels like it really expands the world in a way. I think A is the right place for
Yeah,
it.
Okay, I think A
A
too.
is a great place. Solid start to a great franchise, a great story, a lot of potential. Of course, we know what happened later, but this was a good start. It got a lot of people hooked back into Star Wars, gave a lot of people hope. I think A is a great place for
I
it.
agree. I totally agree.
It's I think it's the last time Star Wars was a true phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. All right. Ahsoka, season 1. C?
Yeah, I'm feeling see that show did not
Well,
work for me at all.
Ricky.
Um,
okay, here's the thing with Ahsoka. There is so much homework you need to do
yeah.
before you watch Ahsoka.
Yeah.
My girlfriend wanted to watch it, and I was like, I know you know who Ahsoka is, but you don't know her story because you haven't watched Clone Wars or Rebels.
Yeah, my dad was
And
the
you
same way.
need to watch those shows before you watch this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
it's a lot
unfortunately,
of
because
homework.
of that, that is why I put it. I would also say it's really low.
I will
That's
say,
the only major
outside of the
thing.
homework, it's a very
Yeah.
good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
There are so many like inconsistent pacings with this thing because like I love the
Yeah.
first opening where she like throws her sabers down, spins that thing, falls in the hole, is getting all the artifacts. I love the like explorer Ahsoka. I like that she's just this badass. One of my favorite Star Wars characters, maybe my favorite Jedi. Just felt like it was a swing and a miss. You know.
it was like I think that show like there's so much homework that goes into it, and like I think also just like Ahsoka is infinitely more enjoyable when she's in the Clone Wars and has like a personality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen a bit of Rebels. I haven't watched all of it. Sorry.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I believe you. But like especially in Ahsoka, she's like so stoic and kind of like personality-less. Like when you have that one episode where they cut back to the Clone Wars, I'm like, hey, there's the Ahsoka I know. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's fun Ahsoka, and I get it. Like she's gone through a lot, but like also
Yeah.
like maybe trying to make an interesting character. I don't know.
The reason why I defend that argument is because if you watch Rebels, you see a lot of where she has to be stoic and why and what that entailed. Like her dying and then seeing her death, but then coming out on top and living through it. And then every friend that she's ever had dies. So I don't know, like I get the lack of personality and stoicism because there's a lot of stuff, but I just wish there was a little more of that optimistic Ahsoka that I really, really do like.
Like another thing is the show just like visually isn't
Swinging a
great.
miss.
It like I think that
Or hit or
show's
miss.
peak of I mean that and Mando season 3 are just like the worst of the volume.
You hate the volume.
I don't it can be used well.
I'm sorry,
Season
let
one,
me rephrase. When it comes to these shows, you do not like the volume.
season 1 of The Mandalorian looks great.
Yeah.
It looks great because the cinematographer knew how to use the volume. The Batman used the volume a lot.
Did it?
It's the same cinematographer as the first season of Mandalorian. Shout out to Greg Fraser, my guy. Um, but like you can use it and make it look well. It's when you use it too much and get over reliant on it, and like especially like Obi-Wan. Oh my God, it's like you can see where the wall starts. It's like um
All right, we'll get to that one in a second. Rogue One, Andor.
Andor, we're putting that with Andor.
I mean, duh. Now, of course, as we put more on, we'll rearrange where we put them because we usually make a list where the last one of Pong Krell to the first one of Andor is the one and how it builds. Just want to let that be clear. The Clone Wars animated movie.
Krell, that movie is very bad.
Ah. I was gonna say B.
You were gonna say I was gonna say C. Ah, damn. Okay.
it started a show that is good. I like the
Yeah.
Clone Wars show. That movie,
Yeah. It's not a great
No.
movie. It's
No,
not a great movie.
no.
And I'm purely going off nostalgia. I remember seeing this movie in a theaters.
it was my first Star Wars movie in a theater.
I think that was my first Star Wars movie in the theaters too. Yeah, no, that was. Yeah. And it's lightsabers and droids, dude. I can't really I like that's my reason. Ricky, what's your B?
Yeah, does it have its issues 100%, but I don't know. This is the movie that really started to make me understand why I loved Obi-Wan Kenobi so much.
Yeah. I mean,
He is very cool in that. I remember after watching it, I'd take my toy lightsaber and do like that. a lot.
yeah, every
Yes.
kid did. Even no matter what lightsaber. It was a broom. I just did.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I mean, also we got the clone punching a droid
Yeah.
and then immediately regretting it. Yeah, immediately regretting it. All right. Well, I got C. Ricky's got B. Cameron has Pong Krell. I say we just flip a
Put in
coin.
C then, because it's like a.
I think C is a good.
Oh, okay. Above or below Ahsoka?
Below.
Oh, wow. All right. Okay. All right. Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm gonna say A above the first season.
I'd put A above the first season.
Cameron.
I'd put it in B personally, but I think Mando season 2 is the best version of what the Filoni verse has been doing for the last 5 years.
Maybe longer.
I think the Mandalorian should have ended after that season.
I would have been okay with that.
But like I think it is the start of all the things that poison the rest of those shows, which is the over reliance on nostalgia and familiar characters. But it has a great ending. And it ended so good that it ruins literally everything else that happens afterwards.
Yeah.
So A. Okay. Star Wars Resistance, the animated series about the Resistance. I've never seen it.
I've also never seen it.
Wait,
So
do we have to put it in Pong Krell?
do we put it in Pong Krell because it's
I
bad,
think
or
we just leave it off.
nah? We got to keep it. We got to
Yeah.
keep it. We gotta
Just
keep
put it in Pong Krell because none of us have seen
All
it.
right, I'll put it. Yeah, well, I said we just leave it because it's not. All right, Return of the Jedi, the last of the original trilogy. I got to give it an A.
Hot take?
Yeah, it's the end of the original trilogy that started it all.
Hold
So.
on.
Hot take B.
I
I was thinking about B too, but
Yeah.
I think that because it is the end of the trilogy.
let's say for now, let's leave it B because we're not
All right,
disagreeing. We can always move it
Yeah.
up or down, but because let me hear your reason for the hot take at least. I want to hear that.
I think this movie, I think is clearly the weakest of the three.
Yeah,
And I think it's
Up until the
kind
third
of
act.
a mess story-wise. Like I think all this stuff has come out afterwards that makes it make a bit more sense. But like Luke being or Leia being Luke's sister, clearly not how they wrote A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well, I would hope not because that kiss would be really awkward now. I mean, if
no,
you knew
yeah,
that.
like there's a lot of stuff. Like, I think Harrison Ford was right. I think Han should have died here. Give that a bit more weight. Like, I think it's very cartoony. The Ewoks, I think, are just a bit much. I love an Ewok. They're very cute. I just don't think like. I mean, like,
They gave us Ewok Hunt, dude.
maybe I'm letting Andor poison me a bit too much, but like, you're telling me, like, Luthen Rail couldn't make it. He couldn't beat the Empire on his own, but the Ewoks can.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
it's
Ewoks didn't have big ass logs and like a Smurf
just-
village kind of thing.
it's just a little too silly. It's a little too.
That was
too-
the critique even back then. Everyone thought the teddy bear thing was just a little much, and so I
But
get that.
it's still a good time. I have
Yeah.
a great time every time I watch it. It's,
Mhm.
I just think in the grander scheme of the franchise, it's just, I think it's a good movie, but an underwhelming finale.
I don't disagree. For me, the only parts I watch that really I think get really good is the third act, where Luke is in the handcuffs with Vader, and he's like, "I know you're still good, dude. Just blink twice." And then
The
the
Vader Luke stuff is the best stuff in it.
it's so good. And then of
Yeah.
course, the opening act with the Jabba the Hutt palace for no
Very iconic.
disclosed reasons. Yeah, just no disclosed reasons. But also, I think Han Solo shouldn't have died for no particular reason. I have no reasoning against it. I think Han Solo should live forever. There's no
I have bad
reason.
news for you.
Dude, I know. I was actually crying when I saw that happen.
I
But,
wasn't everyone.
well, not everybody. Some people actually cheered. Like they were like,
Oh
nice.
yeah, Harrison Ford.
Yeah. uh, Star Wars Rebels. I'm gonna just put that at B because it starts high, ends kind of good, but then
It's a
it's a good middle show.
it's a middle show. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like it's
Above or below a return though.
below.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say below.
All right. Here we
Oh
go.
boy, here we go.
Go
Yeah.
first. I'll go last.
Yeah. I know Cameron. Cameron, I know exactly where he's going to put this. I would love to write my answer down, but we have many episodes of where you say this. Star Wars The Last Jedi. I rewatched this recently, like 2 days ago, just so it's fresher in my mind. I gotta leave it at C. I'm sorry, Karen. I just can't. There's so many moments where it looks pretty, but I feel nothing. I mean, there are moments where I'm like, oh, that's cool. Star Wars. I just can't. Ricky?
I remember the first time I watched it, I cried at the end just because Luke died.
Yeah.
But then I rewatched it like a couple years later, and I was like, huh. These were choices that someone sat down in a room and said, yes, this is the new Star Wars movie.
Cameron is hurting. I can hear it.
No, I'm
I
just.
don't, here's the thing, I don't hate it. I feel like there are two types of Star Wars fans when it comes to the modern movies.
Yeah.
After everyone agrees that Force Awakens was a good start to what could have been a good trilogy.
Yeah.
It's a good start. There are people who like The Last Jedi and hate Rise of Skywalker, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
People clearly are like, no, this one is better than the other.
Yeah.
I think I actually am in the Last Jedi is better.
Between Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, between
Well,
that
yeah.
and Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. That I have to give.
But as a movie, I am also going to have to say I think it should be in the C tier.
Okay. Great. Cameron, I wonder where you're going to put this.
I would put this in Andor. I
Yeah.
think this is the second best Star Wars movie ever made.
That is
I-
insanity.
This movie
Yeah.
is really great. I think it is easily the most deep, thematically deep entry in the Star Wars franchise. I think it has so many ideas. I love everything they do with Luke. The deconstruction of like your traditional heroes and how
Yeah.
they like like they take like how would someone who is this classic hero and fails, like how do they react to that? How do you bring them back from that failure? I think is beautiful. I think the scene with him and Yoda is like I maybe I'm being too hyperbolic, but like the one of the best scenes of the entire franchise. I think it is the most beautiful visually Star Wars movie. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's really well acted. I honestly do really enjoy everything with Kylo and Rey in this. I think they're great. I think everyone overreacts about the Canto Bite stuff. I think sure it doesn't it like it's silly. It doesn't really fit in the movie, but it's not like the worst thing in the world.
It's definitely not, but it for me, it takes me out. I
Okay.
just can't. I can't give. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't get.
Like
Like-
I understand where you're coming from. I do like the aspect of Luke and how do you pull the hero back out from that failure on paper. I just felt like there was just a lot missing.
I just think it all works quite well. And I think it showed a new way forward for the franchise, one that like
Sure.
doesn't rely as much on these nostalgia figures. These
Yep.
I think it's the only Star Wars movie out of this three bunch that had something to say.
Sure.
Um
Yeah, out of the new trilogy, this one definitely has a more message heavy tone, and I'm not
like
going to disagree.
and I think the only thing in that movie that like I don't think fully like works for me is the Poe what
Drama.
the face stuff.
Oh, Holdo.
Holdo, yeah. But also like that ends with one of the greatest moments in the franchise. The kamikaze shit is stunning.
Yeah, that
It's
was cool to see in
so
the theater.
it's gorgeous. It's one of the hey, I get it. I understand why people hate it. I know that like a lot of people just love Luke and
They can't move on. Yeah.
can't square that he could have failed at anything ever.
Yeah.
But like I think this was the last shining moment of this franchise, the last hope, and then they immediately crashed it into the side of a mountain. I
Cameron,
think
let me return this favor here. You say you can understand why people hate it. I see why you like it. On paper, these ideas rock. I just could not connect with a lot of it. I'm sorry. I really.
Guess what? I'm gonna say that a lot about the prequels.
I
So
know. I so know because this for me is what your Revenge of the Sith is. I have
Okay.
seen this on my letterbox, I think 4 times in my life, maybe 8. Because I try every year. I try to maybe just see what the point is. I try this with Elysium every year, and I still fall asleep.
Elysium.
Because, dude, for some reason everybody loves Elysium. I have not once been
It's fun.
conscious through the whole movie.
I don't think anyone has talked about Elysium in like 7 years.
That is very true. I will say though, anytime I do talk about it with someone, like, "Oh, that movie's awesome," like I fall asleep every single time. Every time. Can't get with it.
Mech suit. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. I'd rather play Titanfall. I mean, I'd rather play Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Literally anything. But yeah. Okay. So, Last Jedi, I think we put it above Ahsoka for Cameron, just for Cameron.
Thank you. I love you.
Also because realistically, it is a little better than Ahsoka. Yeah. The Bad Batch. This is both seasons. I'm including the whole show.
I recuse myself. I have not watched.
Really? It's kind of fun. Ricky?
Actually, that's not true. I did watch the premiere and I thought that was pretty good. So
I think I'm gonna put it at the bottom of A tier.
Because I was thinking top of A, top of B, but I'll leave it top of A for now because we can always restructure this. But yeah, that show's pretty rad. It really it's Clone Wars without having to rely on Jedi. It's not Clone Wars having to rely on a lot of the main characters. I like it. I'd like me to go Clone Story. Mandalorian season 3.
Bonkro.
I can't disagree.
Not about anything.
No, I know. I can't disagree. I want to disagree. I can't though. Ricky,
it's one of the most disappointing moments of my life.
I say the end of C.
I was gonna say the end of C realistically, but I mean,
we got some pretty funny interviews out of it.
There was some pretty good stuff.
We got some funny stuff out of it.
I mean, I am trying to think of what happened in season 3 though.
They reclaimed Mandalore.
I know. I just
like most of it. They reclaimed Mandalore. We got clone Moff Gideons for some reason. He was trying to become a Jedi. Yeah. We got a pretty. You got to admit the death of what's his name, Paz Vizsla or something.
Paz Vizsla.
We can't even remember his name.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember his name, but the fact that his sacrifice was pretty cool.
Visually, not emotionally.
Hold on, I gotta flip a coin. Hold on.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
On.
Moment of truth.
I got a coin somewhere. Hold up. It's from a casino.
You have to specify that it's from a casino.
Oh yeah, because I stole it by accident. I can't find it. All right. I don't know where it went. Wait, hold on. I check it out. Uh-oh. No! Did I lose it?
Nah.
No! Oh no! I lost it. All right.
Got it.
I'm gonna leave it at D. I can't. I'll leave it top D.
All right, sounds
Sorry.
good.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
You're
Star
good.
Wars: The Holiday Special.
Andor.
All right, I'll put it Andor. I'm definitely putting it Andor.
Glad we all agree.
Bottom of Andor. Absolutely.
Man. What? I mean, hey, if you ever want to get high and like waste like an hour, great time.
Or UHF. That's also a great one. Love UHF. I gotta have my vote out of this one. I actually didn't finish The Acolyte, not because it wasn't good. I lost track of time with everything. My vote's out.
Okay. I think this show is the most overhated thing in the franchise. And I say that as a Last Jedi fan. This show was fine. And everyone acted like it was the worst thing that's ever touched the franchise. And it was just like, okay.
From what I saw, it wasn't.
I'm in between Cameron and the complete hate. I'm in between.
So do we put it at low C?
I say Pong Crow, but in between Mando and
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Cameron,
okay. Let me play defense here for a second.
Yeah.
Kamir, what a guy. Kamir is so cool. Kamir's so cool.
Yeah.
I think the lightsaber fights are really great.
They are great. I will give it that. The choreography was pretty good.
Made Daphne King a Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I don't forgive them for that. I'm sorry.
I think it's cool that they weren't afraid to kill people, which is great.
Yeah.
I think as far as like the core mystery of the show, I don't think it really works.
No,
But
not at all.
I don't think I'd say it's way better than like Ahsoka. But
Okay. So would you be okay, Ricky, with it being above Ahsoka?
No.
So then between Clone Wars and Ahsoka. Realistically, we gotta move our emotions.
I know we gotta move on. So just
no, not move on. We have to move our emotions from this.
No, just even emotions. No, it's lower than
so under Clone Wars.
I mean, I put it under.
Oh, that's right.
Too.
Okay,
Just,
I still can't find my coin. I got nothing.
I feel like we need to sit down and
flip it on your phone. You can be like,
my phone is using the timer.
A coin.
You know what we got to do? We got to sit down.
Right. Wait. Hold on. We didn't call anything. Hold on. We just flipped a coin. Ricky, you're the guest. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay.
Flip a coin. It's heads this time.
Great. All right. So Ricky.
Yes.
So right here, is that right? The between Mandalorian and Resistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I'm gonna B. High B.
High B. Yeah, high B is good.
I really do like this.
Yeah. Good start.
Good start. Solo was a movie I did revisit.
I will say, wait, before we move on
sorry.
Force Awakens, everyone gives this movie shit for like being like A New Hope. And like if you look at it like on paper, like structurally, yes. But I think it's got a lot more going on thematically than most people give it credit for. I think it's actually
100%.
one of the best.
Yeah.
Really great movie.
I mean, yes, there's a lot that it take away from it, but there's also some kind of new stuff.
Yeah.
The first time we ever saw a lightsaber with a crossguard.
I think the characters, what they do for Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo, great. I think they all work they're really fun characters. And man, I hope they get a third movie someday.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I've been waiting almost 10 years for this kind of movie, Still no development. It's just wild. Solo was a movie I did revisit because when I first watched it, I was entertained but left a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I then rewatched it a couple years later, still felt the same thing. I kind of feel the same thing overall. Very entertained, very Ron Howard. Just wanted more. Cameron?
I think this movie is very fun. I'd put it in B.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a good time at the movies. Like
Yeah, very
I
good
like
heist movie.
I like heist movies.
Yeah.
I think Alden is great.
Mm.
I think Alden is really good.
Good lover.
I think the making it tie into like Darth Maul and shit is really weird. And does
Yeah.
not fit at all, especially because it's clearly not gone anywhere.
No, it actually, if anything, went backwards because we see a little more Crimson Dawn in season 6 and season 7 of the Clone Wars. That's
Yeah,
it.
like
A little bit of Rebels.
I think it's a fun movie. It's definitely got its issues. Solo because you're alone. Like it's very
Yeah.
silly when it like I think it works best when it's actually being a movie and not a Wikipedia article for how Han became Han.
Did you see the bit where it's like Han Alono? It's like Han Loner. Not liking that one either.
Yeah,
Han without a
Casey, get in
family.
here. We need a workshop. Like,
It's like a blackboard with all the different words.
yeah.
I will say, Ricky,
You
what do you
got a
want to?
thesaurus.
What was that?
You got a thesaurus back there, Paul.
Ricky, what do you think?
I also say B tier. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like I see what they were trying to do with it because I think this was planned to be like its own trilogy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is silly. Just
Yeah,
make
which is ridiculous. They should have focused on just making it a good movie instead of trying to MCU it and be like, look, this is gonna lead.
That was of the time.
I know it was of the time. Unfortunately, a lot of people were trying to MCU everything.
Yeah.
So
are.
I heard none of what you just said, Cameron.
They still are.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, they still are, but
But
you
like
know.
that's kind of the whole point with Star Wars. You have to expand because it's an ever-growing world. But Andor did it great.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It
Everything.
can be done. Just Solo just missed the mark.
Ever expanding, but it's all about the same 10 characters.
Yeah.
It's just a new planet. That's the only thing that's expanding is a new planet and a fun little droid everyone's gonna love for 3 months.
Yeah, that's another I will say this is another thing about Mando season 2 is that connecting it to all of these Clone Wars and like all of these legacy characters, it just made the universe feel smaller.
Mm.
Like we keep running into the same people over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's just yeah.
I will say with Solo, it did feel much larger because they went to like 4 planets in 5 minutes of that whole.
I would say
bit of the movie.
Solo really pretty.
Very pretty. Ron
Like,
Howard
really.
always knows how to make a pretty movie. Ron Howard really does a good job with his camera, and he really does a good job with his writing. Like I love the bit after the war. He's
I
like,
don't
"Look,
think he wrote this.
what?
He didn't write that.
Oh, he didn't write it.
It was Kasdan.
Really? Oh, okay. I will say that just the writing with Solo, where they're saying like we got to go over to the east. That's where the hostiles are. He's like, we're on their planet. Like we're the hostiles.
Yeah.
Like I think that was just kind of like all right.
But yeah, I think Alden got way too much of the blame of the failure of this movie was on Alden. And I think he was great.
He's fantastic. Above A Force Awakens,
No,
Below.
below. Okay, so then above Return of the Jedi.
below.
Right there's a good spot. Just before
Definitely above Rebels. Yeah.
Yeah, so right there. Yeah, that's a good spot.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Ooh.
I'll go last.
I don't want to say Pong Krell,
It's
but-
definitely
I will then. It's Pong Krell.
but
This movie is bad.
hold on. I said I don't want to say Pong Krell, but realistically, it's probably the best of Pong Krell.
yeah.
Wait, okay, there it is. Yeah, I think it's the best of Pong Krell. The
Best
pod
of
racing
Pong
scene
Krell.
is great. The Obi-Wan and Darth Maul fight, that's really, really well done. The fact they had to slow it down just to keep it in frame. I think it's kind of cool.
To me.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
I
is
guess
the worst
best of
thing
Pong
the
Krell.
franchise has ever done.
This is the worst thing the franchise has ever done.
No, I still think the Acolyte's the worst thing.
We're all forgetting The Rise of Skywalker is a movie and it's real. It's public. You may not acknowledge it.
We'll talk about that once we get
Oh
to
my
it.
God. All
I
right.
think this movie is
Yeah, but they didn't cancel it after one season.
That is also not a TV show, but okay.
I know, but you know what I'm trying to say.
You know what? I don't. But what we will do is say Pong Krell above Acolyte.
Yeah.
2 out of 3, Cameron. Dude, don't give me that face. Don't give me that face.
Like, nothing about that movie works for me at all.
Come on.
No, nothing about it works.
Lightsaber fights in the pod racing.
I feel nothing.
Then you weren't.
But this is pod racing.
Yeah, this is
I
pod
feel
racing.
nothing for anyone. It's ugly. No one can act. What are they?
Don't you dare say it, because Jar Jar Binks.
Is
Whoa.
the MVP of Star
He
Wars.
is in Fortnite now.
Yes.
I just want everyone to know that you can play as Jar Jar Binks in Fortnite now.
You can have Sabrina Carpenter wield a lightsaber and Darth Vader talk to you.
If I got killed by Jar Jar Binks, I'd have to kill myself in real life. Like, that's it.
That's his ultimate torture, just sitting in a room with Jar Jar.
Dude, listen, the guy got a lot of shit for playing a character. He definitely did not deserve the hate.
No one does.
No one really does. I will say, you can play a bad character. That's not your fault. You're an actor. You're getting paid to have fun. But that was too much. All right, moving on. Star Wars: A New Hope.
I mean, if we don't put this in Andor, what are we doing?
Above this holiday special for sure. We're gonna make that clear. But
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, you got to put it.
We got to see
it.
Chewbacca's parents.
This has to be top of Andor right now. Like,
really above Rogue One?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Because I keep melding it with Andor that I just can't. I can't move on. But yes, you're right.
Right.
As a Book of Boba Fett.
B for Boba Fett.
B?
No, I'm just.
Oh
I was
God.
gonna say this is the worst. This is the worst thing Disney's done.
It was so bad. They were like, it's half Mandalorian for about 4 episodes.
Yeah, literally, it took an entire episode just.
Not only is that, but it commits the cardinal sin that has killed the Mandoverse for me.
Which is
Bringing Grogu back.
Oh, okay.
True. Yeah, they.
Okay.
You know why? Marketing.
Not
Just
only
sell those damn
The toys.
plushies.
Yeah, gotta get the
Just sell
toys.
those damn plushies.
Not only did they bring Grogu back, it wasn't even in a season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you just watch Mando, you go to season 3, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? When did Grogu
No,
get
yeah, it's not only were they too like they couldn't write around just The Mandalorian. I think it is one of the most cowardly story decisions I've ever seen in my life.
It's not confident.
Like, you couldn't, your concept was that weak that you just couldn't even have an episode.
Boba Fett's cool, and they couldn't keep it because Tamara Morrison and Ming-Na Wen together, awesome. They are a great
It
duo.
should rock, but it doesn't. It
I know.
sucks.
It is
Damn.
like it is somehow
Okay.
like all the work. You have a cheat sheet and you still failed. I don't get it. Ricky, you were
They
saying
give us
something.
Goonie Power Rangers for crying out loud.
Hey, that spin really saved 5 minutes. You know, that was awesome. Wouldn't count against it. I don't know. I got nothing else. Are we good with where it is above Resistance, which is technically last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us watched it.
I mean, because technically anything above Resistance is really last place, since we didn't really watch this.
Yeah.
So, Star Wars: The Revenge of the Sith.
Andor.
I gotta give it a B.
B.
I'd put it in Pong Crow.
Yeah, I know you will. So
Ruby is very bad.
How about we all meet in the middle? We just say and.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Do I have my D&D die? No.
Oh shoot, we're getting.
I don't have my D&D die.
I have some.
You have a D. Get a D4.
D4. All right.
Okay, hold on. If it lands on 1, it's Cameron's pick. If it lands on 2, it's your pick, Ricky. If it lands on 3, it's my pick. If it lands on 4, we put it in C. But we put it the last place of C.
Big ones, big fours, big
So,
ones.
all right. 1 is Cameron, 2 is Ricky, 3 is me, 4 is C. We got
Okay.
that?
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty.
I'm probably gonna forget it.
Right here.
D4. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Just for all the marbles. Don't let me down. 2.
2. Okay, it's Ricky's.
Going to Andor.
Which part of Andor? The last.
We'll put it just below Rogue One.
Okay, so above, still the holiday special. That's
I think that's gonna
awesome.
get moved once we're done.
That's just great. Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Wait, we're just gonna move on. I wanted to shit on that movie.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, Cam. That is my fault. As a host, I should have given you the chance. I'm sorry. No, please.
I went to the re-release to go see it because I'm like, so many people love this movie.
You did. You absolutely did.
So many people love this movie.
A lot of people.
Maybe if I go see it in a theater, maybe I'll get it. Maybe it'll finally click.
Oh, fine.
And it just didn't happen. I think like if you wrote it on paper,
yeah,
this story works and makes sense.
Yeah.
It fails at every step of execution for me. I think this movie benefits from having 7 seasons of a pretty okay, I think pretty good. It's good. It's good. I think Clone Wars has its moments. But
okay, sure.
We'll talk about it. But like I think that show has I I think it has gaslit a generation into thinking that Revenge of the Sith is good. The dialogue makes me want to die. The CGI is egregious.
It was 2003.
I get it, but like maybe don't base your entire movie around it.
You don't like Dexter Jester?
He's in Attack of the Clones.
Oh,
so we'll get there when we get there.
Oh, we haven't done that one yet. Damn it!
Like, I think
sitting there waiting.
Look, Hayden Christensen got a lot of hate.
Too much.
And I think that was bad and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
I
don't think we need to pretend like this man is a good actor.
Wow. So have you seen Shattered Glass?
Shattered Glass, yeah, I was gonna say.
What is Shattered Glass?
Shattered Glass is where he plays this real story about this news reporter that lied about the stories he was writing about, and when he started to get caught on, he started worrying and he couldn't back up everything he was saying. It's actually really good, based on a true story.
I had to watch it in my journalism class.
I had to watch it in my journalism class. Dude, what's up? High five.
He is bad in this movie.
Sure.
And bad in Attack of the Clones.
I'll give you that.
Of course. George Lucas did not give them a lot to work with.
No. Can you imagine him in the chair? He's like, this is not as what I thought in my mind. Sorry.
Why is that your voice for it?
That's how he talks.
He sounds like a Muppet.
That is a flawless George Lucas impression.
Thank you. That is actually a really good George
exactly
Lucas.
How he
I'm
talks.
not saying it's bad, but my God.
I do love Bobby Moynihan's where he's like, you will give me a Diet Coke. And he's doing the bit on SNL.
Yeah. But like I think just like yeah, it's just it doesn't work. But also, Ricky, please give your side. Give me the love.
This might be our longest episode this season. I'm loving it. Let's do this.
Okay. If I'm going to be completely honest, one of the biggest reasons is Obi-Wan. The man is a walking meme throughout this movie.
It is true.
We couldn't appreciate it back then, but now that we have such huge meme culture, it has. Yes, I know. I'm part of the gaslit generation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm there too.
I'm there too. About things. I apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't like it when we called you our resident hater, and you're not living to the name here, dude.
Yeah, you're right. But I love too.
I know. You can't call you our resident lover because that's going to sound real weird, you know.
Yeah.
But... Ricky, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But I mean, yes, does Clone Wars help this film? It does
exponentially.
But also, if you really think about it, this is like one of the first big movies where the good guys lose.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, like
especially in this kind of fandom.
Like I'd never seen that before. Like,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't really remember how I watched Star Wars. But I do remember this movie like scarring me, especially Anakin's flame scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I always had to skip as a kid because I just couldn't.
Wow, really?
Handle it. Yeah, I was just like that, like scared of the scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But
now I'm like, watch that baby
burn, bitch.
Rotisserie chicken cook, baby.
I watch it. I pull out a marshmallow and put it on a stick
over the TV. Yeah.
You pull it off. Yeah, yeah.
Shit, it burned. I gotta start another one.
hot.
It's like just goo. All right. Well, are we all good here with this one? I mean, it's where is it at? Where'd I put it? Oh,
Andor.
hey, that's right. I forgot we did the die. Backing that up, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. A.
Yeah, A.
I'd say A is a good spot. I think a lot of people remember Clone Wars for its best parts.
Yes.
I think as a cohesive show,
Uh-huh.
kind of a mess.
Well, yeah, because there are a
But
lot
also,
of filler
like, it's
episodes.
an anthology show, and I get
Yeah.
that. But, like, if we're looking at it as a
Realistically,
whole,
yeah.
there's a lot of episodes where it's just like, oh my God, what are we doing?
Yeah, like the droid episodes isn't my favorite. It's a lot of people's
I
favorites.
think honestly, a lot of the early seasons are not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to find their footing. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
But when it's good, it's fantastic.
Firing on all pistons.
Some of the best stuff in the franchise.
I remember when season 7 was coming out, Disney Plus put out that like essentials list, and that's what I showed Sophie when we were watching the show, and she loved it because I was like, "There's a lot in here that you don't need to see." Like the one where you find out Jar Jar has a side piece.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, Gungans can love too.
Dude, that guy, I don't even want to know the sounds he makes when that is happening. Means I like this. Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Wait, what's that tweet? Misa want kaki go boing boing.
That is not a real thing. That is not real.
You haven't seen Kaki want boing boing? That's an all-timer tweet.
Dude, that is a new shirt. That's a new shirt. I gotta wear that. Where the hell are we putting this in A? I'd say above Bad Batch.
Above Bad Batch, yeah.
Gotta put it.
What was that game?
Yeah, I'd say you got to put it above Bad Batch.
I mean, because you're right. As a cohesive story, it is a lot. There's a lot of fillers. There's some really great gems in there, and then some solid turds. But
all in all, it's a well-balanced script.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. That is A. That is so A. That is the A
Top
of
A.
A's.
Top of A.
Ricky.
Yeah, no, 100%.
That is the movie.
It's
Apparently,
one of the hardest lines in cinematic history. So
yeah, man. Oh, so good. That is my favorite Star Wars project. Rise of Skywalker, another one I also did recently rewatch, and I had to pause when I got to the "they fly now." Like I was literally pausing and screaming, "They've flown forever! They've flown before these people were even born!" It made me so mad.
Yeah, this is a very bad movie.
yeah,
Ponkrell.
I'd put it above Phantom Menace, but that's just because I like these characters, and I think I like spending time with them, which is not something I can say about any of the prequel characters other than like Obi-Wan. But this movie is, I think, like one. Okay, I would say it is profoundly evil in spirit. Like it was made with bad intention.
Yeah.
Like it feels spiteful. It feels angry to what The Last Jedi did. It's like it's J.J. Abrams going, no, actually it's this.
That is
Actually
very
it's really it's what I want it to be. And it completely doesn't give a fuck about trying to cohesively work as a story. It's just a bad time. But it's pretty to look at.
That is the best Star Wars movie to turn off the sound with.
Oh my gosh, great.
And go vacuum the house. It is perfect. Because I think it's so funny where it's like, I can only imagine the people in Exegol that are like out living their life. They're like, hey man, I got to cut this short. I got to go sit in a crowd.
I saw a tweet that was like, it was like one of those Star Wars tweets. It was like, Sith cultists actually propagandized the citizens of Exegol to build these Star Destroyers. Did you know that? And then Elijah Wood, of all people, like replied to it and was like, "How would we know that? How would we know that? They don't tell you that."
Oh my
It's just
God.
like, I think bringing back the Emperor, similarly to Grogu coming back in Boba Fett, is one of the most cowardliest things I've ever seen. Storytelling.
You also don't see him. You barely see him. You see him whenever lightning is flicking.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a very disappointing end.
I think the cherry on top of that movie is somehow Palpatine returned. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still see memes about that to this day.
yeah, because it's just like you could write that, but make it sound better. Like somehow through the dark arts of the Sith, Palpatine is alive. You
No,
can say
they didn't
that.
find a reason, so they're just like,
They just boggled it. Ugh,
Yeah.
it's bad. I will say, out of all these movies, John Boyega was screwed the hardest.
oh, 100%.
Was criminally underrated.
You know who got screwed even harder though? Kelly Marie Tran.
That's Rose, right?
Yeah.
That woman, I don't like the character, but she did not deserve that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then to just like fully write her out of the next one, like cruel.
that's awful. Like, I think as a character, it was interesting because, like, oh, she's mourning her sister. She's doing everything out of the, like, in honor of her sister. She's keeping the rebellion for her sister. I just felt like the inconsistency of the character was there. Whatever. Just didn't deserve that hate. It was awful.
Anyway.
Sorry. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Punk rock.
See? I don't know. I don't think it's Bon Krell.
What about this movie works at all?
Dexter Jester, like I was saying previously.
Oh, you're right.
That's
Let's
some
put
of
it
the
in
best-
Andor.
We got some of the best pickup lines in cinematic history from this movie.
We did.
Where's the leave button?
Like, who can forget? I don't like sand.
I don't like his course and Ralph.
Now I'm getting every chick I want, just dropping that at the bar.
Backbone of this movie is Anakin and Padme's romance.
Uh-huh.
I have bad news. I feel it's like, I'd believe it if they filmed all their scenes like countries apart. They have less than zero chemistry.
Yeah.
It is a black void of charisma in the center of the heart of the film. Does not work. The only thing for me that even kind of works is the idea of Obi-Wan doing like a noir mystery thing. Other than
That's
that,
pretty good.
movie, much like Phantom Menace, is boring. Does not really matter.
I will say the stuff with Dao Cuckoo. Wow. That is a real word I was going to say.
Cuckoo.
Dao Cuckoo. Count Dooku.
So we meet again, Cow Dooku.
How Dooku.
Cow
Dooku.
Cow Dookie.
Everything with everything with Dao Cuckoo and Obi-Wan is really great. He's like, "Hey man, there's a Sith," and everyone's like, "Nuh-uh, I would know." Nuh-uh. It's just back and forth. I really do like that dialogue though, realistically. Also, Sam Jackson gets to be a badass for a while.
And completely just
take.
throws out lightsaber lore.
Mm-hmm.
Hot take. Mace Windu sucks.
Wow. Okay.
No, I see that. Yeah, he's a badass, but he sucks.
I'm gonna hold my opinion. I like Samuel Jackson.
I like him.
I love Sam Jackson. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know. I can't hate any character he does. I cannot hate a character Sam Jackson does. I just can't. I really can't bring myself to say it. I may not disagree. I just can't say it. Like, I just can't bring myself to say it.
I'd put this in Ponkrell, but
I mean,
How about Lois C?
I think it's not better than season 3 of Mandalorian, though.
Okay, so then
Right
Okay.
under it. I'll give it right under that.
all right.
I mean, Clone
Yeah.
Wars. Yeah, Clone Wars Tatarsky now.
Yeah, Gendy Tartakovsky's.
Tartakovsky, what are we thinking?
I say B solely because we got Shaggy as a
I was
Jedi.
Ricky, you beat me by 1 second. Fantastic. I love that.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's cool.
I'm sure it is. I like Gendy, so
So, above Rebels?
Yeah.
All right. Star Wars Visions.
I've seen a couple episodes.
It's an anthology. I will say above Last Jedi.
Yeah, definitely above. It's not for everybody, but also I feel like there is a story for everybody in it.
Cameron, I know this is probably a hard thing to do, but I mean they had a Wallace and Gromit kind of episode.
They did. I watched that one. It was very
Yeah.
cute.
That was very good. And the last but not least, the one that has its own section, Andor.
Now where to place
I'm gonna put it above Rogue One.
You know what? Yeah.
Put it above Empire.
How about in between Empire and A New Hope?
Just as a feat of writing alone.
Yes, as a feat of writing.
Like the amount of like if I were to make my top 10 Star Wars characters list,
Andor.
it would like be all Andor characters.
Really?
Like,
all?
Like
Yeah.
all. Yeah, like I think like I changed my like Star Wars ranking on Letterboxd. I like changed the list description. I said there's Andor and then there's everything else. I think as a representation of the franchise, I wouldn't say Andor is a sign of what encapsulates it. I think
Yeah.
Empire works better for that.
I agree.
I do think Andor is like the great novel of Star Wars. It has such deeply textured characters, locations,
Conflicts.
like plots, like
Yeah.
the way it's structured is so brilliant where you have 3 episodes essentially for every arc.
Mhm.
Never feel like you're stuck in the same place for that long. It's ideas on rebellions and fascism and how we all rebel. We all have our own rebellions. We all are like every character in this is so well crafted, so well realized. They all feel like such real people in a way that I don't think really most of Star Wars does.
Mm.
I think it is one of the few things in my life I have watched and I can truly say is flawless.
I mean, how do we beat this? That's first place on the Andor list, I guess.
I mean, but again, you guys have
No, I mean, I, I got nothing, man. I got nothing. Ricky?
No, I mean, are we gonna start?
I think we just start now adjusting if we have to. I mean, I feel like we're pretty well adjusted as it is, but
All right, I feel like the only one we really have to do is the Christmas.
in my
We just
in
sort of
my-
threw that on there as a joke, and we're like, we'll get back to it later.
yeah.
in my heartbrokenness that Andor was over, I stupidly spent money to buy all of the Andor sets.
We cannot see that.
Here, wait. Got the
Oh.
U-wing.
Oh,
We got Cyril's little Corpo ship. You got the speeder with Luthen and Cass. We got Cyril here, Dedra, and some ISB cop here. And then we got Rebel Cassian and K2SO.
Beautiful.
Oh.
I love your little Lego box. That's very
Yeah,
cute.
this my Legos.
That is very cute.
Also,
Yeah,
my pride and joy.
the X Mansion.
Love my X-Men.
That's actually
Yeah.
I'm actually really jealous.
No, I told my best friend, he's like, the next time I'm at your house, I'm robbing you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it.
That makes sense. I would rob you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take just that. I'd probably take it all. But it's a little, original.
I would cry.
I bet. Yeah, that's all of them. I think
Yeah.
I think it's the good standing now, man. I mean,
Yeah.
there were
Man,
some ones.
I do think it's very funny that like at the end of the day, I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, but I like probably don't like most things that have come out.
Yeah, that
Which
sounds
is,
like a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Wars
Can't-
fans hate Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, it's not how I wanted it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm actually the only person in the world who truly understands what Star Wars is, and everyone else is wrong, and
I
I'm
think
right.
you're right. I think you're the most calm hater.
You know what?
Realistically.
I honestly, yeah, I don't know if you're saying that sincerely.
No, I'm being genuinely serious. I think you're the most calm.
I
don't know if I'm saying that
I'll
serious.
cry. I'll cry. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. But hey, you know what's cool? Movies. And you know what Star Wars is? Movies. You know what would be great if Star Wars made a movie again? Wouldn't that be cool?
They're working on something. I mean, they really are.
Yeah,
they
they
got Star
got,
Wars
what?
Starfighter.
We're getting the Ken movie.
Getting the Ken movie.
Star Wars Ken movie.
Yeah. Ken Star Wars.
The Ken Star.
And then, I mean, I'm not gonna count this Mando movie as a movie. That is an episode of television that will be shown in theaters.
It is essentially what the Firefly ending was to Firefly.
Yeah.
And I love Firefly.
You know, I think another thing about Star Wars is like there's nothing on the horizon that I think sounds promising, or that I'm like, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, because past Starfighter, I don't know what else is next.
I mean, the only thing that I have even tangential hope for is the Dawn of the Jedi movie.
Oh,
Just
that's still happening?
Maybe. You never know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But like,
They say one thing and then a year later they're like, actually, we're not doing it.
Yeah, that's the Batman Part 2 of
But, like,
Star Wars right now.
James Mangold would be directing.
director.
Who I'm not like the highest on, but he can make good. I mean, he made Logan. He ain't ever going to hell.
No, I mean, his Indiana Jones stuff was good. I mean, I've enjoyed the movie as much, but I thought
It's the worst Indiana Jones movie, but it's still fine. My hot take is that Crystal Skull is actually really fun.
we don't have enough time to have this conversation.
Yeah, but
it's
like
really not though. It's Temple of Doom.
More importantly, about the
Last
Dawn
Crusade.
of the Jedi movie, it's being written by Beau Willimon, and Beau Willimon has worked on Severance. He created House of Cards, and most importantly, he wrote the Narkina 5 arc on Andor. He also did the first half of the Gorman arc.
Which one was the Narkina 5?
Prison.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a real
Yeah.
good one.
So he's good at the writing. So if that movie actually happens, I'd be excited. But
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
It's Star Wars, baby. Anything can happen.
It's Star Wars, baby. Well, I think that wraps up the Star Wars ranking. Guys, thank you so much for joining. And if you guys did enjoy the episode, be sure to follow along for more. Hit the follow button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or subscribe on our YouTube if you're watching there. Also, check out past episodes on this platform if you're watching on it, or the other platforms we have. You never know. Season 3 through 1 full episode playlists are on YouTube. Everything else is on there. Ricky, his Instagram is going to be... Ricky, so great to see you. As always, his Instagram is in the description. Go check out Jifferman Reviews. Pretty in-depth reviews. Unless your eye's not working, then it's still pretty good overall. Hopefully that gets fixed today, because that's not fun. But overall, thank you guys again for coming, and we'll see you guys next time.